Okay, today I'm going to do something to my bike that I may very well regret. I'm going to chop it up. Okay, first of all, just a quick shout out to Boses of Sweden. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that YouTube name correctly, but they pointed out that after I had done my shock upgrade on the front forks, I had routed my brake cables, my brake cable and the ABS cable around the outside. Stupid oversight on my side. I appreciate you pointing it out. Not only was it kind of ugly, but super dangerous. It could have caught something on a ride and ripped the brake cable off. So thanks for maybe saving my life. But anyway, today what I'm going to do is, like I said, something I may regret. I'm going to do some plastic surgery, which, you know, oftentimes people do regret. The difference for me though is that if I super regret it, for about 150 bucks probably I could replace this whole plastic piece that I'm going to chop up today. So here's the problem that I have, and this is somewhat unique, though I think that there may be a few other people that have this same thing and may want a solution. We'll see if this solution is good. But what I have here is the Rally Raid shock, and I paid extra for the remote preload adjuster. That it's hydraulic and it goes, you know, and adjusts the preload. And it's mounted right under here. And the idea is that you should be able to just reach right through this front fairing and adjust it fairly easily. But I also have from Outback Motor Tech these crash bars. And they have a cross piece that blocks my hand from getting in and adjusting this expensive piece that I paid extra for. And it bugs me. So my idea is, see, it sits right about here. So I want to see if I can make some sort of aesthetically pleasing, or at least not super ugly, cut. I want to come up here, come across this ridge, and down somewhere like this. And hopefully I can do that without making it ugly, or at least to my eyes ugly. I've seen a few people who cut this whole bottom part of the fairing off on the rallies because they don't like this look at all. I kind of like this look, and more importantly, I think it protects the guts of the bike. A lot of people say things like, oh, it's just more plastic to break. But in my opinion, if you're breaking the plastic, that just means that you are protecting the more important things that are behind it. Anyway, my 2 cents about the fairings on the Rally. I'm a fan. But I'm also a fan of being able to use this expensive little doodad that I got to adjust the preload on my fancy new Rally Raid shock. So yes, I think what I'm going to do is tape off a shape that I like with just painter's tape. Then I'm going to saw it out with a jigsaw. I might hit it with a heat gun to smooth out the cut edges a little bit, and we'll see how it looks. I'll be the guinea pig if you're thinking about doing something like this. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there is a bend, kind of a ridge right here that runs above this bolt and comes straight across and hooks up over here. So I think I'm going to follow that, maybe come just below it. But you know, obviously I don't want to cut out this bolt because then this whole thing is just going to be flopping around. So my plan is to kind of come up this way. The adjusting knob is right there, it looks like to me. So I'm gonna start kind of back here, give it some sort of a kind of a swooping curve, since this is all kind of rounded and swooped. I'm gonna swoop this way, come up here, run along this line, and then I'm gonna just bring it back down right about here. That'll give me, I think, plenty of room. And again, the question is not whether I'll be able to cut it, but whether I can cut it and have it look halfway decent afterwards. So here we go. So this is the shape that I've drawn. I'm going to take off the fairing now and we will cut it out. hold my breath. All right, so after pulling out a few of these bolts to kind of give me some room, I was planning on pulling the whole thing out and cutting this, separately, but I think I'm going to bag that and just pull this out a little bit and just cut it like that, because I think I need to take out this front panel too, which means I'd have to take off the crash bars. Just more effort than I think it's worth, and I think I can do it just by carefully cutting it right here on the bike. We'll see. All right, here goes nothing. Protect your eyes, you only get one set. If I mess up my plastic, that's okay, but if I mess up my face, that's a bummer. Wish me luck. Behind. I'm not going to hit any part of the bike with the blade. All right, well, it's gone. Good news is I can get to my adjustment controller here just fine. Now the real question is can I get this back together and have it look semi-stock? Before I do too much more with the heat gun, I'm gonna try it on this throwaway piece, make sure I don't hate how it looks. Yeah, it doesn't take much to start warping it, so maybe I'll sand it down a little bit. This is just some 600 grit sandpaper. I'm gonna smooth down this rough edge as much as I can. That is fairly smooth. I'm gonna get everything bolted back up, and I'll get some close-ups of it as well once it's all put back together. All right, the bike is put back together, and now it's got a big chunk cut out of it. Jury's still out on how much I like it, but I don't hate it. And there's something to be said for function over form, I guess. Because I really like the idea that I can just reach right here and grab the remote adjuster for the preload. Let me get some close-up footage of this for you. Alright, so here's my cut. I may work on this edge a little bit more just to satisfy my OCD, but overall I think it's pretty fine. Right here is the remote adjuster from Rally Raid. Here you can see the mounting bracket that they sent along with it. So yeah, let me know if you think I made it uglier, if it was worth it, or if you think that there was a better way to do what I just did. Like I said, a lot of people just do away with this whole bottom section of the fairing altogether, but I don't love that idea. So for now, this is what I'm going with. As always, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you feel like it, and ride safe.